Welcome back, YouTube. It is 5:55 p.m. Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. You know, and every time I go to say the date in July, it's voice in my head says January. I don't understand why that is. Like, for some reason, just I've got somewhere in my head, I've got July and January conflated, which I tell you, July in Phoenix feels nothing like January in Phoenix. January in Phoenix is nice, and July in Phoenix is brutal hot. So this is new. Not the scooter parking with the little pylon with the reflector on it, although they used to have stickers that were like an image of a scooter. But these little parking things here, one in Spanish and one in English. Parking scooter rules. City of Phoenix active transportation program. Anyway, it's the first time I've seen those. It's kind of neat. I got a sneaking suspicion that it's not going to. They're not going to last very long. Between the weather and people riding on them and walking on them, they're probably going to deteriorate super fast. So yeah, probably a substantial amount of tax dollars being pissed away on something that's going to have a short lifespan. So I don't like that, but I like the concept. I do. There's the Phoenix Symphony Hall right there, which is part of the Phoenix Convention Center complex. I don't know that I've really ever talked much about that building or even got much of it in my vlogs, even though I've vlogged walking down the street many times. I actually got to see Jeff Beck there once, and that was an absolutely amazing show. Jeff Beck, absolutely legendary classic rock guitarist. Pretty much, that guy was interesting. Pretty much pretty much all instrumental show. So there's more of those Phoenix bike racks. And I just realized that I thought I shot that in an earlier video. I didn't. That's the part where I thought I hit record and I didn't hit record. Anyway, so yay, more custom bike racks. You know, there's the signage that says Symphony Hall. That was actually added when they revamped the convention center. So the Symphony Hall, definitely building, and you can tell from its older brutalist style architecture compared to the all glass thing going on there that was built later. And you know what? I walked right by this and almost didn't notice it. I love this. You are amazing. Cool mural extends to the ceiling, and then you've got the street percussion thing going on over there. I keep saying one of these days I'm going to go there and just waste some time on it, but today is not the day, and I hope I gave myself enough time to walk over to catch my rapid bus. I know it leaves at 6:11. At least I hope it leaves at 6:11. It's been a couple months, so that's certainly enough time for the schedule to change. And you know, I've been shooting these videos today showing that I'm taking transit to work again. And I'm glad I know how to do this. I got the routine down. That's a good thing. Oh, got music playing at the Hyatt Regency. I haven't heard that song in a long time. It's just the way it is, baby. I forget who sings that song, but I like that one. I remember that song came out and was a current hit back in '89, I think, when I was working at KRQU. I do remember playing it there. Yeah, I've always loved that song since. Although I don't know if I have that in my collection or not. Taxi. Yeah. Blue taxi. I guess that is a taxi. Some other kind of cab there. Good old-fashioned gypsy cabs. Although I tell you this, with the way Uber and Lyft has destroyed the taxi industry by basically coming along and ignoring all the Arizona taxi laws, and at this point, like, gypsy cabs feel more like real cabs than than Uber and Lyft. Oh man, we got a scooter on the ground. That doesn't make me happy. I'll stand it up. There was a time when I was a scooter juicer. Anytime I came across scooters like that, I'd actually line them all nice and neat on the designated scooter parking spot. But I'm not a juicer anymore. Still feel the urge to stand them up when I see them laying down. I really do miss being a lime juicer. I love that job. So let's see, what time is it? 6:01. Oh yeah, I gave myself plenty of time to walk over here. It's been so long since I've done the Taco Bell Cantina to building formerly known as Chase Tower walk that I couldn't remember how long it takes, but I figured I better give myself 15 minutes anyway. That's interesting, seeing a taxi parked there. Another no-name cab. At least this one's well marked though, as opposed to just a magnetic sign on the side. Super West Economy Taxi Cab. Pretty willing to bet that is his own car, and it's a one-off as opposed to being a cab company vehicle. Interestingly enough, that spot where he's at has been a taxi stand as long as I can remember. Back when I started as a cab driver for Yellow Cab in August of 1992, our dispatching was done all through two-way radios, and it was the system was two stands and around. So they would say two locations where you would, in a taxi stand is a place where taxis just sit and wait for passengers, and they would say a location, and if you were there, you would answer up. And then they would say another location, and if you were there, you would answer up. Then they would say around, and in theory, whoever said their number the quickest got the call. And you better be ready to write it down, because as soon as you said your cab number, they would say your cab number back, and then they would say the address. And that's a lot of times all you got. like that's where you're going. And sometimes they just say the name of a business. You were expected to know where that business was. You didn't even get an address. But anyway, the reason that story came to mind is one thing with downtown calls, particularly calls right in this area, the way those would be called out was cab at the Valley Bank, cab at Arizona Center, cab around. And this is the stand that was designated as Valley Bank. Because before this was the Chase Bank Tower, this was the Valley National Bank Tower. And of course now it's just a giant empty building. So pretty impressive piece of vacant real estate, to say the least. But it's certainly a testament to the failing national economy. But yeah, the whole plaza, which is kind of some public space, but private public space, all sealed off with that chain link fence still. That makes sense, because that used to be one of those flop hotels. I stayed there several times. I forget what it was called. I wanted to say it was the Hotel Monroe, but come to find out that building was the old Hotel Monroe. And it's now the Hilton Garden Inn. There's a video on my channel, if you haven't seen, where I actually kind of wander around in there and get some nice footage of the inside of the building, including a room that was used in the movie Psycho. It was I believe the room was Norman Bates' study, and they've still got that room set up pretty much exactly how it is in the movie, and it's part of the amenities of that hotel. So pretty neat stuff. Speaking of historic hotels, there's the Hotel San Carlos, which has always been the Hotel San Carlos. I had a really fun stay there for a while with my younger daughter's mother. Long story short, she, due to a clerical error, got an obscenely huge paycheck when she was working at the snack bar in the vending. She was just a cashier and prepping food at one of the snack bars inside the Phoenix Zoo. And due to a clerical error, and I forget exactly the details of the error, but instead of getting her usual little paycheck, which would have just been a couple $100s, because of course that was a minimum wage job, she got, oh my goodness, I forget how much. It was, I do believe that paycheck was well over $10,000. That was huge. And she just took that thing straight to the bank. I think she even put a wig on so she would look different when she cashed it. And cashed that check and never went back to work. Which I wonder if that had happened to me, if I got some, a ginormous check, would I do the same thing? I don't know, probably not. When it comes to stuff like that, I tend to be honest to a fault. But anyway, as I was saying, long story short, she ended up getting arrested for grand theft. 6:06 p.m. I got around another 5 minutes till my bus. Just kind of looking over the space formerly occupied by Central Station. I do have another video on my channel that shows that the old Central Station getting the wrecking ball treatment. So big empty space now. Supposedly there's going to be a new Central Station built there. I don't know, kind of bothered by it. There was nothing wrong with the old Central Station. I mean, aside from the fact it was built to accommodate primarily buses, and the light rail platforms were added later. But I still felt it served its purpose well, and the buildings were nice. And with it missing, there's certainly a gap in the transit center here, and the transit system here. The biggest gap to me is that the Route 3 westbound used to stop right there by where that speed limit 25 sign is directly in front of me. And there was, bus shade and stuff there. And now when you're on the Route 3 and you're trying to connect to the light rail, you either got to get off way to the west or way to the east. There's not a stop right here, which is just, to me, just horrifically inconvenient. But I think it's done deliberately. They're trying to keep the riffraff that rides the Route 3 away from the higher class people that ride the express buses and the holy crap, that is a Lime. That's what I was walking over here for. Wow. So apparently Lime is back in operation in Phoenix. And of course, no need for me as a juicer, because as you see that right there, that I've been reading about this is the first time I've seen one on Lime and Uber. That's a removable rechargeable battery pack. So it's my understanding that they actually have staff, as opposed to contract juicers like I was, that just come and collect those out and swap them out with new ones. But wow, wild to see Lime back in operation. And that is one hell of a scooter. Holy crap, never seen one of these before. Big rubber platform, and that's a hell of a big wheel on the front with shock absorbers. So I'm assuming the power is delivered, because on all the old Limes the power came from the front wheel. I'm assuming the motor is in the back wheel, which has got one hell of an enclosure on it, and reflectors and tail lights, and there's the battery, and Mayflower cab, probably looking at his phone, sitting at the green light. That is actually a cab company, by the way. Wow, look at all that blinky coming off that Waymo vehicle. And wow, look at this handlebars. That's something. Kick, press, go. There's the accelerator. We got a bell there. Front brake, rear brake, early indicated. We got a smell it. I smell weed. There's the scan plate, and those haven't changed, just smaller compared to the mammothly large handlebars, which curve as opposed to being straight like most scooter handlebars. I got that one there. So we got a dashboard here, but interestingly enough, there's a rubberized phone holder, which of course will cover up the instrument panel there, but I guess, you'd rather look at your phone than look at that. That's fine. They have a reminder here. Caution. Use phone holder at your own risk. Never text and ride. Keep your eyes on the road. Yeah. Keep your eyes on the road. The fact that there's even a dashboard is something to take your eyes off the road. But I digress. That's exciting. Lime is back in Phoenix. I might have to, if I don't have it installed on my phone, I'm pretty sure I still have Lime installed on my phone, but I have to look it over and see what's going on with Lime in Phoenix. It's the first Lime I've seen in Phoenix since they all got packed up second week of January in 2020. Better check the time. It is 10, oh goodness, it is 6, it is 6:11. I hope I didn't miss my dang bus. I'll be feeling pretty dumb right now if I did. No, the lady that was standing there waiting is still standing. I'm sure she rides the bus with me. On that note, I'm just going to wrap this up. I was going to explain why I'm riding the bus today, but if you've been watching my videos today, documenting today, it should be pretty self-explanatory. Beginning of the day, I dropped my car off at Rob's shop, and supposed to fix my air. I called him about 9:15 to let him know it was there, and he said he still hadn't made it to the shop yet. And he's like, well, I'll call you when it's done. I'm like, well, be sure to blow up both phones. I'll be asleep. And when I realized it was just about 4 o'clock, I thought, well, I better call him. And it went directly to voicemail, and I haven't heard from him back yet. So yeah, my assumption is it's not done. So whatever. I always know that's a risk when I bring my car to Rob, and was ready to ride the bus. So I'm riding the bus to work. It's something I stomached for months, so it's certainly not going to kill me. Anyway, I do believe that is my bus rounding the corner right there, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for coming with on the walk. I need to find my extra $2.25 fare that goes with my bus card.